G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life. And a number of years ago I reviewed an NB MX-5. It was my first taste of the Miata, as the Americans call it, and I have to say I really liked it. It was a lot of fun to drive, great manual transmission feel and a zingy little 1.8 litre engine. But I've long liked the way that these NCs look and the practicality that comes with it, thanks to them being available with a retractable hardtop, and just with them being a little bit newer, a bit more spacious, a bit more featuresome. I've always sort of considered the NC to be the perfect MX-5, at least for me anyway. And so today we're going to be finding out if that's the case. In terms of exterior styling, this particular one here with the retractable hardtop, the nice looking 17-inch alloys and the extra body kit around the outside looks really nice. Round back, it's got a couple of little twin exhausts and the very sort of 2000 style taillights, and finished in this really vibrant red color. It's such a cool looking car to see on the road. The engine is the exact opposite of some of the Audis that I was reviewing yesterday, in that it's small rather than enormous, and it's slung as far back as possible rather than as far forward as possible. The underside of this car looks very much like the Honda S2000, to be honest, and like I said, the engine is literally right back in the firewall. It's a 2 litre 16 valve 4-cylinder engine, makes about 160 horsepower and 120 kilowatt and 190 newton meters of torque. It's paired up with a very short ratio 6-speed manual transmission and a limited slip diff. So the combination of all of that means that this will no doubt be a pretty zippy little car. The interior, much like the Z4 that I had, is actually a surprisingly spacious place to sit. One of my complaints with the NB was that with the roof up, my hair was brushing against the ceiling and I felt like I was driving this tiny little thing. But this is definitely just that little bit more spacious inside, where my head's not hitting the ceiling. I can move the seat far enough back where I can stretch my legs out in here, and it's spacious enough where two people could go away in relative comfort, which is nice. The gauges look really cool, show all the information that you need. The steering wheel feels really nice and is a good size, where it gives you a good feeling of what the car's going to be doing at the front end. And I like that this one still has the original center stack here. It's all very period correct. But I tell you one thing that does feel great, the transmission on these is lovely. It's almost like it's got a short shifter from factory. It's just a beautifully slick and smooth transmission operation. Not quite as nice as the S2000, but 80% is good. This is where this car belongs. A nice twisting, winding road like this, and the gears are really short, eh? Oh, that is just delightful. It's the perfect combination. Top-down driving experience with really short gear ratios, fantastic feeling transmission, and a really nice little zingy engine. Oh, it's so easy to be just like perfectly smooth with all your rev match downshifts and upshifts and everything. It's been ages since I drove an NB, so it's kind of hard for me to really give you a proper comparison as to how it actually drives compared with the older one, because a lot of people hail those sort of the NA and NB as being the best driving, and then the ND is kind of harking back to the roots a bit more, I suppose, whereas a lot of people sort of think the NC got a bit too soft. But having not driven any of those other ones recently anyway, this thing is really fun. It reminds me of an S2000 in a lot of ways. I suppose it's kind of 70 or 80% of what the S2000 is. The engine's obviously nowhere near as special. It just sort of feels like any old 4-cylinder engine, but at least it revs, and it's paired up with a cracking manual transmission, which makes all the difference. And then suddenly, oh man, this thing is fun. It's just fun. It puts a smile on your face, man. Man, this thing is so slick to go through the gears. It doesn't feel like a 160 horsepower car. It feels like it's got way more than that. because the gear ratios are so short. You're always changing gears, which is just so fun. I'm really happy with my Lexus and my Accord that I've got at the moment. They're awesome cars, but a small part of me does kind of miss my Z4 a little bit, because, you know, just being able to put the top down, enjoy the open top experience on a lovely sunny day, man, it is good fun. And with this, having the manual as well, oh yeah, it's great. It's just that little bit more modern, where, you know, nothing in the interior really rattles too much. It rides reasonably sort of supple and controlled, and so you can enjoy, you know, a relatively modern car, but still with that sort of old school driving experience. Manual gearbox, rear wheel drive, super easy to rev match. Oh, I just love how short the gears are, man. It's just the perfect, probably some of the best gear ratios I've ever used. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Kiwi Car Life, and I will very much look forward to seeing you again next time.